Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's recap of the Survivor Gabon premiere.
It's Earth's last Eden, Maddie. Please.
Yeah, so let's start off.
Congratulating Jeff on his Emmy. All right, best reality show host.
Alright, so this season, 18 Americans joined by a cast of very many large animals.
Scary ones.
Yeah.
They are big. Alright, so it starts off, the 18 strangers introduce themselves and say what their interesting occupations are or not.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them included someone trying to find themselves and a pinup girl. Interesting.
Right. And her name is Sugar, by the way.
Sugar. Alright. Jeff says, let's have the two oldest oldies here. So one of them is Bob, 57, and he's a physics teacher. And Gillian, she's a nurse.
Yeah, I don't know.
She looks
I don't
pretty
remember
old.
them saying her age.
Nobody disputed it.
So, the two eldest began the picking of the tribes.
So, Bob won the rock, paper, scissors, so he got to pick first. And the Kota tribe consists of Baldy, also known as Ace, a fashion photographer.
Sugar, the pinup girl.
Marcus, a resident, aka almost a doctor.
Charlie, a very happy lawyer.
He's very happy. Paloma, a student.
Kelly, she's in retail sales.
That means she's a cashier. Corinne, she's a sales rep.
And Jacque.
Jackie. She's a sales rep too.
It's late.
It's an interesting spelling, that's what it is. So, on the other half of the island, we have the Fang tribe, spelled Fang.
Yes.
Headed up by Gillian-nurse.
Mm-hmm. Crystal, a gold medalist. I think she was in 2004 Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah. Track.
Suzanne, the hairstyling mama.
Mm-hmm. Mattie.
It made me
Personal
think of
trainer.
Big Brother, and
Me
I was
too.
like, oh no, not another Mattie.
Yeah.
Randy. He is a videographer. He videotapes weddings, and he will never ever get married. I guess.
Ironic.
I'm guessing he must have seen some shiz.
I guess. Dan, lawyer.
Danny, also known as GC or G-Sizzle.
All right.
He's just a scrappy youth.
Ken, professional gamer.
And Michelle, a musical production assistant.
AKA music ass.
The first team challenge is each tribe will separately go up to the top of a hill, and up there is waiting 2 immunity idols and all of the supplies they need to begin.
Individual immunity
Right.
idols.
All of their supplies to get started on Gabon.
Mm-hmm.
And the first individual up there gets immunity for their selves. But the first team completely up there gets an extra bag of corn and beans.
Wow. So you have to decide if you're going to go for that individual immunity or try and help your team.
Right.
And get the extra food.
Well, let's just say Marcus ran up there and got individual immunity for Kota.
Mm-hmm.
And GC ran up there and got it for Fang.
Is it Fang or...
It's Fang.
Fang?
No.
I don't know.
Either way.
So, Kota wins.
The extra food.
Yeah. And Crystal was the last one to make it up.
And she's the Olympic athlete?
You know what? She wasn't wearing proper shoes. She was wearing a dress.
Alright, challenge over. Get out. Alright, so back at Kota, Bob is quite the innovator.
Yeah.
He is the physics teacher, and he's building all kinds of stuff. It's almost like Gilligan's Island, where they're building like a nuclear reactor out of bamboo poles.
But they did start out both tribes with like 2
huts that were
because
in poor shape.
It's really dangerous.
It is. So at Fang, Gillian is playing with elephant dung. She's like, this stuff burns really good, and if you squeeze it out, you can drink it. And
okay. If she would have stopped with the burns really good, it wouldn't have been that bad. But then she was like, yeah, maybe we can find some undigested things that we can eat.
No! Alright.
What the hell?
Ken and Michelle have a termite date. He's the biggest gamer nerd, and he's really sweet on her.
And Michelle's annoying.
I know. So it's the middle of the first night, and at the Fang tribe, Randy bumps into the pointy stick outside the doorway to the hut and gets a huge gash in his head.
Yeah, and
he's got to get stitches.
Yeah, he's like, Julian, what can you do for me? Because she's a nurse, and she's like, I cannot do anything because it's dark.
It's absolutely dark in here, and I'm a nurse, and
yeah,
whatever.
So I had to get Survivor Medical
yeah,
up
medic.
in there.
So the next day, Kota is preparing for the challenge, and Ace is leading them in a yoga class. They must get their chakra centered.
You know what? It's obviously working for them.
Okay. So it's time for the challenge. 6 of the tribe members are roped together on each side, and they have to go through the obstacle course and dig up 3 bags of puzzle pieces and solve the puzzle.
Yeah, the remaining 3 in their tribe solve the puzzle. So
up for grabs is immunity and fire. Very important.
In the form of flint.
Well, Kota wins by an embarrassing landslide.
Yeah.
Fang is split on who they're going to be sending home, too. Is it going to be Michelle or Jillian? Who's more annoying?
I don't know.
Well, at Tribal Council, they don't have a leader on their team, so they vote GC as the leader.
He's like, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, whatever.
After being like, I'll do it. No, I won't. No, I won't.
Well, apparently Michelle was the more annoying one because by a vote of 5, she is the first member voted out of Survivor Gabon.
Thank God. I could not watch her for like
at least they got fire out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So back at Kota, Charlie and Marcus have something going on.
An alliance.
Well, if it was up to Charlie, it would be a hell of a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So Randy is operating under Operation Crash and Burn.
Yeah.
He's just going to lay back and let everybody implode.
And then continue to crash into sharp branches.
Yes. GC resigned. It's too hard. These people don't want to work.
Who resigns from being the leader on Survivor?
GC.
Like, actually says, I'm resigning.
Yeah.
I can't do this
Well,
anymore.
they did that a couple seasons ago. That was Cheeseburger Courtney season. Remember the person was like, I'm not being the leader anymore. And then he got voted out.
Mm.
Okay, so the challenge is the boulder roll.
Yes.
And fishing gear is up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, immunity too, right? Yeah. Kota wins. Again. By another landslide.
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing. What's wrong with Fang?
They're just not a good team. They're not cohesive.
Not only did they get all the goodies, but they got to send Dan to Exile Island.
Yeah. And Dan had the choice on Exile Island of either getting a clue or comfort.
Comfort was an apple.
Don't eat the apple.
I know.
Says James.
That's right. So he picked the clue, and it said that he's going to have to find the sandy crater. And he looked all over the place. He was poking around in this lagoon, and, you know, he couldn't find it. And it was just over there.
Was it?
It was.
Okay.
All right, so Fang is deluding themselves.
We didn't suck as bad in the last challenge, guys. Which is true.
Yeah.
They did improve.
They're improving in their sucking.
Mm-hmm.
And Jillian knows she's the target. And meanwhile, as she's lamenting, they made a fishing hook out of Randy's glasses.
The hell?
That was pretty inventive.
Yeah. And they caught like 5.
Yeah, 5 fish.
5 sardines or something.
They actually had something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan is back from Exile Island, and they think he's acting a little weird. So they think he's got the idol.
Yeah.
So that immediately makes him a future target.
Alright, so time for Tribal.
And Jeff is like, what the F?
You guys are stupid.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, we don't have any leadership or cooperation.
Yeah, and then they say again, oh, I think Dan has the idol, blah, blah, blah.
So Dan gets pissed. He stands up and he dumps out his sack.
I'm sorry.
It ain't in here, bitches.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he want people to think he had it?
Exactly. Well, by a vote of 5 again, Jillian is sent home. She knew it was coming. Well, next time, Fang is in for the fight of their lives. It's one of my favorite ones. It's the one where it gets all fighty crazy. And, like, people get hurt, I'm sure. So, kids, till fighty crazy, much love.